Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles in Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seals, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Dan and Ran and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population U.
And today we take you to the last podcast on the left.
For our guestage.
That's right.
Yes.
Henry Zebrowski, you are one of three.
Yes.
We can relate to that. We love your podcast. It is relatable.
It's extraordinarily popular. It is, I put it in the same category of, like, we had the Dollop guys on, our good friends Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds.
Gareth Reynolds.
Gareth Reynolds.
Dave
Anthony,
we tolerate.
It's questionable.
Yeah.
And
I understand that. They're incredible.
They're amazing, and their show kind of does what we do for regular dumb people in the world's getting dumber. We all know that, and people are doing dumb things all the time, and so we like to make fun of. That's the way we fight back. They do it for history and historical events, and you guys do it for the macabre.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice because we can all live in little homes. Horrible, disgusting little homes. Each podcast lives in its own cute neighborhood, but technically in the same city.
But what I can say is that if you are a fan of what we do here, and if you're a fan of the Dollop, you will be a fan. You don't know Last Pod on the Left. You will become a fan of that podcast simply because the same spirit is in that, even though they're covering different things.
Don't get scared if you're a right-wing person and you think they're just going to be talking, like, recapping what Rachel Maddow had to say.
It's not.
It's not that. It's not that. Not anymore. No, we've changed.
If Rachel Maddow got mysteriously murdered, you guys would probably
by a UFO.
By UFO, you guys would talk about the details of that.
Is it bad to say I'd be excited by it? There's certain bits of information that I listen to where I'm more excited about it. It activates me.
Did you just call it nymphormation?
Nymphormation.
You're a nymphomaniac.
Yeah, I am.
You're a nymphomaniac.
No, but it is like I loved the L. Ron Hubbard episode mainly because I've known some things about L. Ron Hubbard. But I will say this: you inspired me to look on YouTube and watch a bunch of crazy videos of L. Ron Hubbard talking because I was like, oh, they talked about going down the wormhole with him. I went down the wormhole and I loved it.
In my car, I can hand you Technique 88, which I've been listening to, which are his lectures.
How's it going?
It is boring. It is very, very boring. It is very difficult to listen to while driving, but I do. But I'm now discovering that I'm lost in a world where I completely understand the shit that he says. Yeah. And in his jargon, you just get locked into a rhythm, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yes, under sea, you're all a part of it." It's like you're Metatroning. Like, he's like saying,
lay hands on you.
Pull your pants down.
I mean, that just...
You guys do great Larry Flints.
Thank you.
Every time we do Larry Flint. No. Like, what if we were just like four Larry Flints?
That was my first improv group.
Four Larry Flints?
Yeah.
I need a suggestion. A wheelchair?
How about a scene where a girl pees on her own ankles? Is it bad to write? I shouldn't be writing on my feet. I should just follow the fear.
So anyway, you guys did. It is stuff about L. Ron Hubbard. It's you guys cover recently the Kurt Cobain in a two-parter, the Kurt Cobain death, like all angles of it.
When you say death, you mean murder.
Well, there's a question: suicide or murder, or you guys cover every angle of it. But your observations about Courtney Love, and I forgot who Kissel might have said it that. Courtney Love is the Tanya Harding of punk.
Yes.
That is such a hilarious observation. And I just, again, the last plug I'm going to make for it, for our fans who have not heard this podcast, last podcast on the left, it is three dudes who know each other very well, who, like us, know exactly when to interject and when to lay back. And your rhythms are fantastic while you're dealing with things that are super interesting.
A little bit dark.
A little bit dark. You definitely go for the darkness.
We go straight into the heart of it because in the end, because we always believe in order to do jokes about this type of content, you have to be willing to go as dark as the content.
Which I love it. And you guys do it beautifully. So last podcast on the left. And I'm so in listening to it, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. Because you're kind of the loosest cannon on that show.
I'm the wild card.
You're the wild card.
If you on a pitch sheet, I'm the wild card.
You're the wild card.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to have you as the wild card in this show.
Sure.
And if you don't listen, and for your listeners who may be coming to this show for the first time,
Dan gets stories sent to him by our listeners.
Townies.
They are
our
boots,
townies.
Boots on the dumb ground. They find dumb stories of dumb people doing dumb things. Dan breaks them down. Randy and I have not heard them. Neither have you, Henry.
Great. No.
So we're all hearing them for the first time. But Dan, the excitement that Dan has to share these details with us is just beautiful.
Well, the world's getting dumber. We need to be able to laugh at it.
or that's our way to fight back.
But guess what, man? It's that we weaponize the dumb. We're weaponizing the dumb against them, and also when all the shit goes loose, all the rules are gone.
rules
and then
are
only
gone.
the strongest and the funniest survive.
That's right.
Technically, we should all get weapons, though.
Thank
Sharpen
you.
that
We
wit.
need guns. We
Sharpen
need
your
guns.
wit, Dan.
If jokes were bullets, we'd be killing everybody.
That's
Dan,
right.
what do you
All
got?
right, here we go. This was sent in by Eric James Hiltner at EJH_3K.
I'm a member of the Hiltner Honors Program.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it.
I have so many points.
A lot of blackout dates.
Yeah, well, that is the problem. I mean, the only
Can't
day.
go through Easter.
When you say
to New
blackout
Year's.
dates, you're talking about Paris Hiltner.
No, that's right. She's got so many blackout dates.
All right. This one, I imagine some new people will be joining us in town with our guests here. So this first story, a little darker.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
you. He shifted it for you, Henry.
Yeah.
But still centered around white people.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Good.
Niagara Falls, New York.
No, on the New York side. So we
Yes.
all know the Canadian side is way better.
There are-
So we're on the New York side now.
No, someone was telling me that like there's a tradition where Canadians will come to the United States.
Yep.
And they
Leave garbage bags full of clothes.
or
They
they would
leave them or get them.
They buy new clothes and put them on and then leave their old clothes in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
those Canadian rags.
Yeah.
Yes, leave them here. We'll take care of them. We love to
Is
burn.
that real?
Yes. I got to figure out if it was people going to Canada and doing it or people going to the United States. I don't know. And that was just a great tidbit that I left.
Well, there are
Way
so
to do
many.
your research. Thank you.
There are so many levels in this opening sentence. Try to just hold your applause until I've finished the sentence.
Okay, let's hear it.
A daredevil who died.
Jeez.
Did he?
Doing what he loved.
Doing what he died, doing what he loved.
Attempting to die.
Are you a daredevil if you die?
All right. If you're a daredevil and you're in Niagara Falls and you're not going over the falls, then you're a bad daredevil.
A daredevil who died after plunging over Niagara Falls in an apparent stunt with an inflatable ball might have brought a boa constrictor along for the ride.
It was not an apparent stunt.
No.
That was definitely a setup
it was a
stunt.
stunt.
If it was an accidental stunt.
That was, so he had a blow up ball and might have brought a boa
Might have
constrictor.
brought a boa constrictor along for the ride.
Did he invite him or did he bring, that goes back to Paul F. Tompkins' old bit. Maybe the parakeet doesn't want to go on your dumb errands with you. That's his bit. Take him on the bank.
So my question is, and
So this
now
is a
we
guy
have,
with a
The snake does not choose that.
But
The
we
snake
have-
did not choose to go with the ball.
Do we have to figure out, is this guy, did he get the boa constrictor to go on this journey with him? Or is this his pet that he has hanging out
See,
with
that's
him?
what I was
What do
going to
I
say.
need? What do I
Henry,
need?
you said,
What do I need?
Henry, you said
Got the
that
ball.
the snake did not want to go on this ride.
Yeah.
I would posit that A snake person believes the snake does want to come with them.
Me and the snake, we are psychic
Look,
friends.
we talked
about it.
Hey, man, just relax.
We talked about it.
Snake
He's
owners,
coming with me.
snake owners say things like, "Look at him, he likes it." A lot.
Look at him, he likes it. It's like him tied like a bolo tie around your neck.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Look at him, he likes it.
But now I'm going to posit this,
How do
and
you
I
know
know
he
this
likes
is
it?
crazy. You know, this sometimes in certain sexual situations, this is the only way this guy can orgasm.
Yeah.
This is it.
On a rubber ball, going over Niagara Falls with a boa constrictor
So
around his
let
neck.
him celebrate himself.
Right.
Let him celebrate.
That's the only way he can orgasm.
Why trash him?
Maybe he knew he was going to die and was going for the best headline possible.
Possibly.
If his body tests positive for leukemia, like if you find out that he was riddled with cancer, then
yeah,
that's
you gotta give him credit.
Then
it changes your attitude.
towards this.
You're like, this guy's a hero.
He listened to some Bon Jovi and went down in a blaze of glory.
But here's my question: why just a rubber ball? Why not a rubber raft? Why not a barrel? Didn't someone survive in a barrel?
If I'm the police and I'm the Niagara Falls police here, am I ruling out that the snake wasn't behind this? Maybe the snake's like, I've been trying to kill this son of a bitch for a long time. I can't do it. Maybe I could encourage him to go down.
I'd believe that he thinks the snake's talking to him. He's got some sort of like Slytherin situation going on.
for sure. Harry
They're
Potter.
they're having a lot of
Yeah.
conversations later.
I'm going to now show you guys his picture.
Which will live on our Facebook page.
And are you
That's
going to
what it is.
ask how many relationships he's been in where he's delivered this phrase to, or the woman's delivered this phrase to him? It's the snake or me.
I'm going to tell you right now, on looks alone. Henry, I'll explain to you after I say this.
Okay.
This guy's going to give Jan Flato a run for his money.
Okay.
This is an inside joke.
Jan Flato was a guy who was on our show.
For many weeks
he
we called
became
Jan
a part
Flato.
of our show.
We called him Jan Flato for
months. For years.
Someone just tweeted today, Jan Flato. I'm going to say Flato, even though it's Flato. Jan Flato opened up for Steely Dan, and Steely Dan didn't know it. And Randy said,
And neither did he.
Jan. Right.
No, but Jan Flato is a guy who
Flato
is a guy who went to a casino with I'm
friend.
gonna say much younger Russian friend.
Russian friend, yeah. And that's the best part in Russia is that you can purchase friends.
Friends, of course.
Very
Have them
easily.
mail ordered to you.
And he put the money in
And let her push the button.
push the button or
On the
pull the
slot
lever.
machine?
$100,000 jackpot. They
Said, "Let me
agreed
take the ticket
to
up."
split it. She said, let me take the ticket up. She took the ticket up, took all the money, got
And
security guards, and said, see you later. So jobbed him out of half of his money. And the rule is whoever pushes the button is the rightful owner of the money.
Silver lining, he became a legend in Dumb People Town.
That's right.
And
That's
then
great.
he joined our Facebook page and started interacting with our fans.
You did the best thing for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, you gave him a whole infrastructure.
I can tell you guys, as of this morning when we record this, he was commenting on people's reviews of Dumb People Town.
I love it.
That mentioned him.
I want you
That's
to know.
great.
I want you to know. If you type in, this is all because of us, and he should ride this high forever. If you type in Jan space FL, he's
Into
the
Google.
No.
He's the second thing that comes up.
Oh my God! You guys are giving him too much power.
No,
does
we're
he know
giving
where
him-
we
We're not
record?
giving him
No.
enough
There
power.
he is.
God,
That's what he
no.
looks like.
Oh, he is fantastic.
Yeah,
He looks like if Vern Lundquist worked at the Guitar Center.
God. He looks like if the pallbearer went and he just fucking got a perm. He's great.
Somebody left a review on July 28th that said, Jan Flato definitely has an eighth of a cheese wheel in his pocket and brags about it.
Can you smell it?
Yesterday at 6:04 p.m., Jan Flato wrote, ellipses, and who wouldn't brag about it?
Hell yeah, he's funny. He's funny. He should have a show.
By the way, for all the torment that he went through, and I'm assuming in his life that, like we said, he probably has 2 jet skis that don't work in his yard. For all the things that he's gone through, this gives him happiness, and that makes me happy.
He is blind unless he is wearing purple tinted sunglasses.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He's gone
is
through two
on July
magic,
25th.
two magic correspondence
On
courses.
July 25th, Nathaniel reviewed us and said, if it's good enough for Jan Flato, it's good enough for me.
And Jan then
Yesterday at 6:03 p.m.,
that's it.
Flato writes, it's definitely good enough for me and anyone who enjoys having a good laugh, ellipses, at dumb people, ellipses, all caps, like me, LOL.
Love this dude.
Wow, I really like him.
Self-reflexive.
I love him so much. He definitely looked at the eclipse without the proper glasses today.
He eats
For a
ring
long time.
pops without sucking on them. Like he just chews them down to the hill.
Choose him now.
And eats like the plastic part. They're like, wait, that's not part
that's
of the
actually
can.
the ring.
All
Don't
right.
eat that, Jan.
That's so weird that you said that because that's like the best part of the whole.
It really is. It kind of is. It kind of is. All right, so let's get back to boa constrictor, plastic ball.
Ball. Oh my god.
Jan Flato's got a new profile pic, by the way.
I mean, honestly, that is gorgeous.
Okay, here we go.
That is
Here's
a
the new
gorgeous
guy.
suit.
Ready?
This cat. Yep.
I believe his name is Kirk Jones. We'll find out for sure in a second.
Kirk Jones.
Kirk Jones.
This is my
him.
son. This is my son. I know it's a snake, but I call him a son. It's Kirk Jones Jr.
This is him
Jones Jr.
in one of two scenarios that you're about to see. He's either just finished some sort of daredevil act, or he's leaving the court after fighting like child support allegations.
Oh, he's not paying any child support.
Ready?
It all goes in.
Oh my God.
He looks like a less healthy Ron Jeremy.
Exactly.
Yes, he looks like me
You can't.
5 years ago.
The rule
He looks
is
like you 5 years from now.
you can't be a daredevil and have more than one chin.
looks like-
I can't do it.
That's not a daredevil. You're just not dying. It's just every day you're just living your
Every
life
day-
normally and you say, I'm a daredevil, but mostly it's because you didn't drop dead of a fucking brain
every
aneurysm.
day he dares the Lord to take him.
A day you got? Come on, I fucking
I
dare.
mean, when people ask Kirk Jones, you doing good today? On the right side of the grass, my man. On the right side of the grass.
Hell yeah. Living the dream.
I'm 6 feet over.
Not anymore, apparently.
No,
No.
but before that.
Those geese came home to
I'm going to
roost.
tell you right now, I looked at that picture of him, and I will say that he might not have died at the bottom. He may have died of a heart attack on the way down.
This is the best day of my life.
Or that, or tell me what I can and can't do. One of those sentences where
Gonna
his...
tell me. Gonna tell me.
She's gonna walk around and like that's the beginning of every sentence. She's gonna walk around and then the rest of the whole thing.
Well,
Just
he's only a
somebody
daredevil because people dare him to
That's
do
right.
stuff,
Right.
and then he just does it.
Right.
Yeah, his final words might also have been yelling at his snake, which I'm assuming is named Douglas, settle down.
Yeah.
Douglas, settle down. Settle down. Quit crawling down my shirt, all right? I'm trying to look elegant. I'm trying to look like I'm brave in the face of danger.
He does look elegant.
Oh,
though.
you like it. You like it.
He looks like a
He looks
walrus.
like he likes it.
He looks like he likes it. He's just like sucking on his neck, just like whipping him with his own
Does
tail.
look like a walrus.
He does.
After Kirk, in the animated Alice in Wonderland Disney, he looks like the walrus from that. That's exactly what he looks like.
And
Yes.
the picture that you have, which we'll post on our Facebook page, which we highly recommend you joining, it's facebook.com/dumbpeopletown. Like it, join it, favorite
Yes.
it, all that stuff.
Get in the family.
Get in the family. He looks like he is saying the phrase he's saying is she don't know what she's talking about.
She don't know what she's talking about.
She don't know. She don't know.
He's in Niagara Falls.
After Kirk Jones' death, New York State Police found a website with a photo of him and the 7-foot snake named Misty. I was wrong.
That is they always name it after what you would think is a
stripper
woman that
who
was
once
sexy
scorned
when she
you,
was
right.
20.
Or a stripper who once scorned you.
Or what was the name of the boat that we traveled to go into Niagara Falls? It's called the Maid of the Mist.
Maid
So
of-
maybe this had something to do with it.
Taking her back to her roots.
It started as Dougie. The name was Dougie, and then he named it Misty for the stunt.
The photo of him and the 7-foot snake named Misty previewing his plans and selling T-shirts and photos. His merch was out in front of his accomplishment.
Look, I will say this. We have been to Niagara Falls. We've been to Buffalo, New York, and we went to Niagara Falls. Like, about 300 yards before the falls, there's like a low fence that you could just easily walk over and go right in.
And no one is there being like, you can't do this.
No, it's for fat idiots.
Yep.
It's the fat idiots Mount Everest because it's because it was there.
I could do it.
Do you know what the fence should have a sign on it saying? Go ahead.
Kill yourself.
Go ahead.
Do it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. It's here.
The website, which has since been taken down, this is what it read. Believe in the impossible Kirk Jones plus Misty. Conquer Niagara Falls, New York, 2017.
The impossible Kirk Jones?
Yeah, well, he was right.
He was kind of right.
He didn't say possible.
Nothing is possible.
Jones' body was recovered from the water below the falls on June 2nd. Now, yes, I said we went a little dark. Also, that guy looked way too funny. He took a snake with him, and he chose his own death.
Yeah.
So all of that I was willing
I
to
actually
support.
think an older version of him with, having to do medical payments and not having
Sure.
insurance, like that's a sadder life.
That's a darker story.
Right. Yeah, it is darker.
The
He went out on top.
Well, and then straight down.
And then went straight down.
He was recovered from the water below the falls on June 2nd. Investigators believe he died April 19th. That's a
Long time.
That's a long time. Was the snake still wrapped around him? Or?
Well, they believe that he died April 18th, the same day tourists spotted an 8-foot plastic ball. So he was inside of it.
What?
That's awesome.
Here's something you want to make sure you do when you're getting ready to get in a ball. Its zippered hatch was clearly open, spinning in the Niagara River Rapids before it went over the brink. So he didn't close it all.
Come on, because he didn't expect the speed of the current going down the river. Just being like, oh man, all my geometry's off.
This is a guy who
Close the hatch. Close that. So you think he fell out of the hatch?
I think it definitely didn't help him survive.
Yeah.
Or played a role in him not surviving.
I gotta tell you what thing, Misty, I've definitely shanked this launch. This is the bumpiest launch, Misty.
Oh, Misty, you're fine. Misty, you're fine.
Whoa.
She don't know.
She don't know. Gotta tell me I need to close the hatch.
She don't know what she's saying.
I'll show her how to close a hatch. She'd do it halfway.
You close that hatch. You had one job. You close that hatch. I hear you. You like it.
I know you can talk.
Come here.
The snake, Misty, has not been found.
Oh.
Though an empty snake cage was found in Jones's parked van. Exotic pet experts told police it wouldn't have survived the cold water.
Wait, so no one noticed a van for a month and a half just sitting in the parking lot
Exactly.
at
They're
Niagara
wondering
Falls.
if they can't find a snake in a river.
This tells me there isn't a parking lot attendant
at Niagara Falls. Like security low at Niagara
If
Falls.
I saw a van for 3 days at Niagara Falls, I'd be like, there's some bad shit going on.
Someone's trying to take down the falls.
Footage from a crashed drone belonging to Jones, found by a parks employee April 20th, shows only rushing water. So he had a drone set up. He was a full one-man operation. He tried to up the ante with the snake.
He was a Wallinda brother, but he didn't have God on his side.
That's not
true.
so evil Knievel.
More like a swollen brother. I think that's funny. It is fun.
He is swollen.
It is fun.
Right.
What if it sounds like he showed up with the ball? Sure. He got everything going. He had a couple of beers in him, getting the party on. He had whatever his costume on him. He's got the snake ready in the cage. He's about to let it go.
Should I zip up the hatch?
Should I do this? You know what would be even more dangerous if I don't.
Don't do it.
But what if he tripped over something and just cracked his head open and didn't even do the thing?
Wasn't even doing what he wanted to do.
And didn't even make it into the ball.
He just slid into the river.
And him and the ball go down side by side instead
Misty's running around somewhere.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Living
just
a good
Canadians
life.
just on the other side of the bank just fishing and being like, oh, that'll happen.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got something big on here.
Police began looking for Jones after the discovery of the ball and drone, and this is a key element, after a call from Jones's wife telling them she feared her husband had gone over the falls. That led to the discovery of the website. I love that she's like, I think my husband might have gone over the falls. They said why?
She's
they
like,
said,
because he said he was going to go over the falls.
literally,
And he made a website and he took Misty.
And I haven't seen him in a
you
month
ready for
and
the
a half.
name of the website? That thinks
I'm
maybe
going
he went over the falls.
Honey, I'm going over the falls.
Honey, if you need me, I'll be going over the falls. Honey, if the police ask, I'm at
the bottom of
.com.
NiagaraFalls.com.
.edu.org.
www.KirkJonesNiagaraFallsDaredevil.com.
That is great. I'm just glad it was available.
He laid it out there.
I would have loved it with like Kurt Jones, Niagara Falls, Daredevil 123.com. He's like,
I had to get those numbers in. I wanted it clean.
Chirk Jones, Niagara Falls, DaredevilSuicide.com.
Did you call him Chirk Jones?
Chirk Jones.
Chirk Jones.
We're looking for him and a 7-foot boa constrictor. I bet those are lines he always knew would be attached to him someday.
Yeah.
Police Detective Sergeant Brian Nisbet said, police don't know whether Jones fell or climbed out of the ball before reaching the brink.
This is what you said.
So they're saying, had he stayed in the ball,
He might be
he
safe.
could have possibly survived
Yes.
this.
Now, you guys have seen a picture of him.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, though.
How old?
Don't be deceived. A lot of times pictures can go way too young in
How
Dumb People Town
old
or
is
look
Kirk
way too
Jones?
old.
He is a daredevil. He has lived life to the fullest.
And he looks like
He
him.
has
By the way,
a wife and a 7-foot snake.
Each year, I don't know what takes more off his life, his relationship with his wife or
daredevilism.
each dare that he devils.
Yeah,
Right.
just having to deal with that snake telling
You
him to
also
do
know,
crooked shit.
play this into your age factor, he's a planner. He had merch ready to go. He
He had
paid
a
for a good website.
Yep.
What does he do for a job? Like a normal job?
That's a question a lot of people have asked his wife throughout his life.
And she's like, he's independently.
Oh, I was going to go
employed.
just two words: sell stuff.
Sell stuff.
I thought you were going to say two words: self-employed.
Middleman.
All right. How old?
Now you are our guest.
Henry, if you want to go first or last, we're
Or
gonna play-
Tignataro, you can go second.
Second.
We call
Guess
that the
the
Tig
age.
move.
You know what? Yeah, I'll do second.
Okay.
I'll do second.
Okay.
Okay.
Jay, you saw the picture. We'll
Yeah.
post it on the on the Facebook page. How old?
He's 47.
Okay. 47 years old. Henry.
29.
Oh, come on.
I think he's one of those things where he's just been.
I think,
he's like, wow.
first of all, he definitely looks 47. Let's be honest.
Of course.
I think he's 39.
39 years old.
39, 29, 47. Here we go.
Kirk Jones is 53 years old.
Honestly, he doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
He doesn't look bad.
He looks 7 years younger than he is, 6 years
And the
younger.
fact that, Henry, you continue to talk about him in the present tense.
I just never want him to die.
he looks I refuse to believe.
Henry agrees with me. Spirit live on. Spirit lives on.
on.
He's out there. He's in spirit in the sky.
Yeah.
And also somewhere that boa constrictor is living like a Fern Gully / Homeward Bound
Yes.
little story somewhere.
Number one. And number two, once he starts to haunt the falls, that's when it becomes a story for the last podcast on the left.
Exactly. Then
You know,
I
he
pick it
starts
up.
haunting the falls.
I dare you to jump.
Yeah.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said
There's
that?
no one around here.
Who said
Nobody's
that?
around here.
You ready for
a breeze rustles through the tree over his head? Who said that?
some?
I'm sorry. Did someone just fart? Did the spirit just fart?
Not me.
Who said that?
Some people choose the life of being a daredevil. You're going to find out now. Being a daredevil chose
him.
Kirk Jones.
Hear it.
Kirk Jones. This is also what put it right in
Dumb
the
people town.
dumb people town for us. So smack in the middle of town. Kirk Jones became the first person known to survive the plunge over Niagara Falls without a safety device in October 2003.
Wow.
He climbed over a rail and into the water.
First of all, it's not a rail. It is a low fence
It's a low
that you
fence.
see that behind you in a Sears photo.
Okay, by the way, climbed over a rail to me sounds like he had to reach up.
Yeah.
To climb up and
Climbing
over.
over the rail, like your son can just put, like my 8-year-old son can put one leg over
and
it.
he's over the rail. He's already over the
It's a
rail.
pet fence.
He's in the
pet
danger
fence.
zone. Yeah.
Pet
He
fence.
survived without a safety device in October 2003 when he climbed over a rail and into the water in an apparent suicide attempt, which means he was going through some dark stuff. You know, guys, problems are temporary. Your life doesn't have to be. He went over, he got in Niagara Falls, survived somehow, and
Reborn as a daredevil.
He came out and said, I am
I'm
a
a
goddamn daredevil.
I found it's like he has like a fish in his mouth. He was like, like I'm a bear. My body's a safety protection device.
Time to go get a snake.
This is a superhero origin story.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I'm starting to think, what if he was still suicidal, though?
Yeah.
And technically, he switches to one of the smartest people we've ever seen and tries to monetize his death, fake it like it is a daredevil stunt so
Sure.
that he gets the insurance money.
This is amazing.
And then-
Why take Misty?
Because Misty was a bitch.
Yeah.
Misty never
That was-
supported him.
Snake. Misty said a lot of mean things to him in the darkness of the night.
Right.
And look, if you're going to take shots at him, you're
Darkness
going
of
down
the
with
night.
him.
That's right.
Going down with
You're
him.
going out with him.
What I
feet-
found out is that a boa constrictor is actually, it is impossible to strangle.
I'll tell you, here's the thing about a boa constrictor.
Strangle.
She starts making these comments, and they start to circle around you, and then
The way she
suddenly
looks at me,
you can't
she doesn't
breathe.
believe in me.
You can't breathe with all the eyes looking at you and looking down at me.
Kirk Jones is always being monitored.
The feat brought fleeting fame for the then unemployed salesman from Canton, Michigan.
Sell stuff.
Good call.
Yeah.
That's a
You were right, Dan. You were right.
you said it,
And
you
I
know.
hand to God, I
And
did
you
not
nailed it.
remember
I didn't know
that part
that.
of this.
Yeah, okay, sell stuff.
And also because of surviving the Niagara Falls, he had a brief stint in the circus. Believe it or not, by looking at that guy. But he had been out of the public eye in recent years. So
How
this
many
was his
people
comeback.
in the circus who were legitimate acrobats or like Russian?
We got a
people?
new mustache lady.
No,
She just came in.
Nope, he's a daredevil.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
What was that?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, my body, though.
Yeah,
I can
it's-
see if you shave me, I do look like an elderly woman.
Yes.
Police, you ready for it? Police listed his most recent address as
Unknown.
Spring Hill, Florida.
Oh.
Yeah. That's where it
So
went.
he got Florida.
There it went.
Yeah.
He came up.
Although
to do some
stunts,
business.
although stunts are illegal, several daredevils have survived trips over Niagara Falls in various contraptions.
Yep.
Beginning with Annie Edison Taylor, who rode over in an oak barrel in 1901.
That's what I said.
Got over a barrel. On
Okay,
it.
here we're gonna get out on this. A little trivia for you guys.
Let's hear
I
it.
love it.
How many people have survived an unprotected plunge over the Niagara Falls since 2003?
Can
he
I
was
ask
the
you,
first
is
in
a barrel a protection?
Yes.
Yes.
A barrel is protection.
It's
This
a
is-
bad protection, but it is
Unprotected
one.
is just
your
going
body.
straight over.
Just jumping.
Yes.
This is so exciting.
Well, if you've had like 10 beers, right? Because the thing is, like, if drunk drivers, the guys
You
that
go
get in
with
the
it.
accident, they go with it because you're flowing. You're like noodling
You're in
the
a
car.
drunk barrel.
Yeah.
You're in a barrel of drunkenness.
Wow. Do you want to go first, second, or third on this one?
I'll do first.
Okay. What do you
Henry,
How
what do
many
you think?
people have
Since
survived
2003,
unprotected
Since
plunges?
2003?
14 years.
I'd say
This is crazy.
average of...
Not average of.
I would
total.
say, total, I'd say 10.
10 people.
Wow.
That is
way
confident.
less. I'm going to
Very
say
confident.
4.
4.
Yes.
I'm going to go in the middle and say 7.
7.
Randy says 7. All right.
Since Jones's unprotected plunge. And guys always wear a condom.
Yeah, number
you.
one.
Since his unprotected plunge,
Keep the pet population down.
2 other men have survived.
Told you 4. I told you 4. It could have been more. Now look, I'm not
Now, do
saying
those people
other people
get-
haven't tried. I'm saying there's probably maybe 10 people who've tried.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's
2 made
probably
it.
way more than
Do
10.
those
made
people get together every Sunday at the Anchor Bar in Buffalo and just have wings? Just be like, we did
did
it.
it. We did
it.
No one understands what we did.
My
except
wife
for
doesn't
us.
even. She don't even understand me.
She
never get
don't
it.
know.
She don't.
She don't
Give me
know.
more of those wings.
I'm
Color
glad
of the foam.
I'm glad people, you hear about this off like the Golden Gate Bridge. Like when people make the sad decision to take their life and then they survive. Like I'm glad when they survive, but I also imagine that they are insufferable.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
the saddest thing in the world if you can't even commit suicide, right? I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's that is the saddest of all.
Yeah,
Because
but
you've made that
but
commitment
them
to
walking
ending
around
it.
being like, tell you I'm not supposed to die.
Teflon.
I'm invincible.
Say I went over the falls.
I made it.
Yeah.
You know that time.
It says so on
Do
your
you want?
shirt, man.
Do you want cream with that?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. First story.
How many baristas have survived suicide attempts?
I tell you, I
a lot.
went away.
And then when you get your coffee, Survivor.
That was me. I went over the
It
falls.
goes for myself. I did it myself.
I
made
went
it for
over the
myself.
falls.
I'm calling
Unprotected.
it. Even though I'm calling it out, I made it for me. I just wanted you all to hear that I am a survivor.
I had olive oil in my hands when I was pressing the gun against the temple of
Just
my
slid
hands.
right
and it just
off.
slipped right
Yeah,
off. It
slid
just
right
cut
off.
a bunch of my hair.
bad.
But here I am. Yeah, I'll take that.
Still
Sure.
alive.
Still alive.
Invincible.
All right, let's do it. First story down in
Yes.
the books.
Yes.
This is the last Dumb People on the Left podcast. As we hear, Henry Zebrowski's with us. Dan Van Kirk's with us. Stay with us because we got more Dumb People time right after this.
Check it out.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Dumb People Town. As we mentioned, subscribe to the show, rate it, review it. All those things help us.
Check out last podcast on the left, which is awesome. We've been deep diving into it. Really funny stuff about crazy dark stories and you know, it's like Twilight Zone shit or stuff that you know about that you will come away with more knowledge, and just the way you guys attack it, just so funny. and
It's
so good.
information that makes you a more difficult person to love.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great way to say it.
You said
and you
it.
guys do it live. Any live dates coming up?
Yeah, we're doing Vancouver and
Love it.
Calgary the 24th and 25th of August, and then
Nice.
we're doing we have a big Halloween show in Los Angeles,
Oh, yeah.
October 8th.
Hit that.
at the
Tickets
El
are
Rey.
going fast
October
for that.
28th. Yeah.
How do you? So we get all of our stuff sent in. How do you guys choose your stories? And if it's a big one, do you guys talk about? Hey, do you want to dig into this for like? It's probably going to be like a 3 or 4 parter, or how do you? Go
We have
about
like an ongoing conversation. Like Marcus and I will sit and kind of talk about what topics that we're into. Either something will pop up that
Because you've dug
reminds
into
us.
some long like series.
I love when
Yeah.
you guys do multiple part episodes.
You just get lost in it, and it's kind of fun for a period of time where you become like an expert in it. Or especially when we were doing Scientology, we were doing L. Ron Hubbard. I can think like him now because of the times I've spent like having to read Dianetics, having to read all that kind of shit and decipher it, and realize that like in order for you to be so deluded that you think that this makes sense, you had to have already spent $100,000. Like you have already spent so much money.
The fact
that you're
that
insane.
That he openly said, you said not once, not twice, but like 4 or 5 times, the way you make money is start a religion.
Oh, it's right on the table. It's right on the table, and everybody just kind of walks into it. But we're all very like, but it's whatever like comes up. So like right now, I'm trying to find a new Alien episode.
Nice.
Which I'm now going through. I have all of these books that people send me books, and I fucking love it. But it's just all lots. It's very esoteric and weird. Like I'm doing Lemuria, like the idea of like the Atlantean, like what the Atlanteans really were like back in the day before Atlantis disappeared, and they were also like because it was Atlanteans, and then Lemurians are like the pure blood like superhuman, super tall people that like helped make us with the reptilians that were also there, and then also space Jews from like.
Did you say space Jews?
Yes, it is a thing where the rabbis have traveled through gigantic stone tetrahedrons.
I love it.
Where it's fun.
Space Jews.
Space Jews.
What if the like both oceans, global warming continues in both oceans, and the city of Atlanta goes underwater
and becomes Atlantis.
It becomes Atlantis.
I just feel like there would be a lot of BBQ down there.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of pulled pork just on Triton.
Underwater Freaknik.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So good.
Underwater
Hey, I wanted to
Freaknik.
ask you guys before we get into another story. Did any of you watch the eclipse?
We did.
Or this is going to come out way after we do it, but
we
today's the
watched
day
it.
it happened.
Today's the day it happened. I did watch the eclipse. Unbelievable. I can't believe the entire thing was sponsored by Black Lives Matter.
Good.
It's actually very brave of them.
Well, I thought. Well, you said you were watching on CNN, and you tweet out that Volvo was sponsoring.
That I was surprised. Mitsubishi missed opportunity, guys.
Yeah, you gotta jump on those.
Missed opportunity.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I drove to Franklin Canyon Park, that like hidden park above Beverly Hills that nobody ever goes to. And I stood there. I'm just in the open parking lot. The sun's right there.
Did you have the glasses?
I had 3 pairs, and I was like, oh, somebody will want these.
In case someone shoots 2 of them off you.
I took them with me. You know me.
Yeah,
Because they're wide and insane wind.
Get ready to hear why that was a great idea. So I'm putting one on. I'm standing in the parking lot, and I just start hearing, hello? Hello?
What is happening?
Yes. And I'm like,
what is happening?
And I kind of look around. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
There's like two ladies like down at the other end
Who
of the
are
parking
clearly
lot.
about to be blind.
They're doing like their own thing. Yeah, they
They're
really
about
are.
to blind
They
themselves,
are, right?
yeah.
And I'm standing there, and I put them back on. Then I hear, hello.
Yeah.
So then I hear, Mister, stop, Mister. And I take my glasses down like Tom Cruise style, and I look over,
lower 'em,
and this lady's waving at me, and she's like, "You're going blind! You're going blind!" And so then I tell her, I go, "What?
Are you going blind?
No, they're made for this. No. Do not look." So I go, "No,
What
come
accent
on,
is this?
fine." So I walk over.
Beverly Hills, Armenian.
Egyptian?
I walk over, and there's this
Korean
gorgeous little woman in her like maybe 50s, 60s. Her name is Lorenza. And Lorenza, I was like, put these on. And she puts them on. She's like, oh, I can see. I was like, yeah, they're made to like look at it.
Did you have sex with this woman in the park?
No,
Not
it's like all those videos. I love those when people can hear for the first time.
Yeah.
Do you ever realize that? They hear for the first time.
This song sucks.
I literally start crying at every single one of those. But like you're handing her this thing, and for the first time, did you get video of her?
So then. She's with a woman that I thought they were together, not together.
No.
This other woman, her name is Carrie. She's a younger woman. She's standing next to her Mercedes.
Dan walks into every situation.
They don't know each other either. They had like the shittiest like pinhole ways to like look at it. So I give them each glasses.
Wow.
We stand there, take the whole thing in. Lorenza starts showing us the paintings that she's made.
We fuck.
I start talking to Carrie about how she went to SMU and she hadn't seen the 30 for 30.
Wow.
We got into it. This is me and my brand new friends this morning.
My God.
See, look at
Dan,
Lorenza.
post this up on the old Facebook page.
friends. You just make friends.
Yeah, Dan walks around and the world is his bar.
He's the bouncer at the bar.
And
that
he
is
walks
the world.
around and interacts
Did you
with
see
people.
Trump look directly at it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Staring up.
Yeah, because people lectured him all morning
Don't
about how
do
you're not
this.
supposed to do that, and he'd be like,
I know what's right. If he can't even watch an eclipse, how can he watch over the country?
Okay?
You can tell me what I do.
You know who can tell me what I can't do?
Nobody.
Never.
My eyes, they're tremendous. They're absolutely incredible.
That is just it's
My reptilian eyes can look at it.
Yeah, he's not
So yeah,
human.
I now have Lorenza texted me. They want to come to a show.
Great.
If we do a live dumb people.
We are
time,
gonna do a live
they're
dumb people
both
time.
in.
It was weird that right after the clip, she texted you up because I think she thought it was late.
I am up.
She thought it was very dark.
She's
and very
blind. She can't say anything anymore because she had looked.
Quick side note, all of a sudden I hear a whole bunch of commotion. There is a group of 7 or 8 young kids, I'd say 17 to 20 maybe. They have
Ruffians.
They're trying to quick look and look away with their hands. And then a woman shows up with another guy in an old 1996 Ford Explorer. Ooh. She gets out. She's like, don't worry, guys, I got it. They don't know each other either. Okay. And she has X-rays, and she's like, we just look at the sun through the X-rays.
What are you talking about?
The X-rays are of some somebody's broken collarbone or something. There was all sorts of weird X-rays.
These are cock tumors.
She starts passing them. She starts passing them around. Then all these people are standing there looking through X-rays, trying to look up at the sun. I let them use some of my glasses.
I will say this: we're unable to see the eclipse, but somebody in the group properly diagnosed mesothelioma.
So it was a great eclipse morning. I had a lot of fun.
It's pretty cool.
Lorenza and Carrie.
It was a great moment. I have to say, it was really cool. And watching it, our mom was with us, and we watched
felt like Hands Across America.
It did in some way.
But the one thing that was kind of chilling to me was when they showed the live stream of the totality
Yeah,
ones.
it looked amazing.
But it went in, and it's and you just heard people in the background going, and I imagine for a second what it felt like to be ancient man to see the dragon being consuming the sun and be like, no, we have to kill the girls. Why, Shaman?
Sacrifice.
Yeah, because you're right. 1,000 years ago, they would have been. Their minds are being blown.
I gotta say, as
Yeah.
Jews, the term "path of totality" does not sit well with me.
No. It does feel like a final solution.
Yeah, exactly.
The Little League World Series, they had to postpone the game. They had to hold for 15 minutes during totality.
And you know what? This is the best part of the Little League World Series. Throughout the entire eclipse, everybody on every team cried.
Oh,
it's my favorite part of the Little League World Series.
My favorite part is when the kids tell you what they like at the beginning of the game. My name's Ryan, and I'm into dinosaurs. They all have a different thing.
My favorite thing is fat kid pitching. That's the
fat kid pitching is the greatest.
Give me that all day long.
They're Randy Johnson.
No, you don't see
That's Terry Forster.
You don't see fat adults pitching since Rick Russell.
Yep.
And when you
Give
see
me a fat kid pitching,
a fat kid pitching is smile on his face. You know he's gonna gun it.
He's got a lot of power.
I was watching Japan and North Korea. Was it North Korea or South Korea? Japan and South Korea. Japan and South Korea playing. There was a kid on South Korea who was throwing 77 miles an hour, which they said because the distance to the plate is
109,
97 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Shit.
And had a wicked curveball. I'm like, no one's going to hit this kid.
Yeah, I love it.
Ever.
My dad used to tell me, he's just you're lucky you're fat, Henry Thomas, because the best about being fat is that you're naturally strong. And I was like, I don't think that's true, because I was still a constant victim.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're going to be a victim for your whole life.
Yeah. Now, the best part about being fat, Henry Thomas, is you can take a punch.
You can take a punch.
Here, let me show you. No, Dad.
No, wait.
It's just got to look for your penis. She's really got to look for it. Thanks, Dad.
It's going to teach you how to look for things.
A lot of trust. You just trust it's there.
All right, speaking of.
Here we go. Ready?
I trust you, Dan, to gather these stories together.
This one was sent in by Brian Skinner at BEE Skinner, SKINNER.
Principal Skinner.
Hialeah, I think is how you pronounce it. Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Hialeah.
Hialeah.
It's highlight.
Hialeah. Yeah.
Highlight. It's a sport that originated.
I thought one thing when I saw this story, when Brian sent it in, this is Florida as shit.
Good.
A Florida man took extreme measures to get AT&T workers to remove their trucks from his property Wednesday morning. According to Hialeah.
Here come the bottles of urine.
Yep. Step it up. According to the police officers, AT&T utility employee Derek Taylor and Gilbert Ramos were working on lines near a home located near the corner of Southeast 5th Place and 6th Avenue. Head over there, DPT walking tour, remembers?
Put that on the map.
When Jorge Hove came outside and approached them at 11 a.m. If you're any sort of construction or working on a pilot and somebody walks out of their house and towards you, you know it's not going to be good.
Obviously, there's a confrontation.
Yes.
There's some confrontation going to happen, and it's going to be one-sided because you have the tools.
Right. Worse, they're going to ask you to do something in their house.
11 a.m. means this has been brewing since 9:30.
Right. And if they're walking towards you, they're skipping the part where just from their front door, they're like, hey, man, please
what's
stop,
going on?
or whatever.
What's going on over there?
Yes.
Also, I'd like to say, in English, his name is George Jove, which I think is kind of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
George
it is.
Jove.
Jorge Hove.
The owner of this is from the
Like,
police
there are
sergeant.
no hard consonants there. Jorge Hove and Halaya.
Police Sergeant Carl Zogby said, quote, the owner of the house came out. He was upset that the trucks were parked in front of his house and asked them to move.
Oh, yeah.
Makes him seem like he's going to be a sensible guy. Hold on. Police said Ramos and Tyler told Hove they would remove the vehicle as soon as they were finished with repairs, but that did not appear to satisfy him. They said, we'll move in a few minutes. We're just working on the poles. A lot of people in
Is that what they
Dumb People
said?
Town.
Yeah.
Is that what they said? We'll move in a minute, asshole. We're just working on these poles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably
It's
right.
like, you know who I am? I'm Jorge Hove. H to the Izzo, V to the Izze.
We're supposed to be here, they told him. He then went back into his house and came out a few moments later with
A gun.
a gun.
There we
and
go.
started firing at both AT&T trucks that were on the scene.
I think I've seen footage of this.
You probably have. This went big time.
Yeah, because he like shot up the truck.
I'm going to show you guys the video when we're in the break. It is.
And we'll post it on the Facebook
Oh, of course.
He's
we
like
will.
Bugsy Malone if he was fat.
Cell phone
You know-
video
you know what?
captures the gun. Go ahead.
You know what movie I saw 2 nights ago that I just couldn't stop watching and I just couldn't believe it got made? Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, there are no, speaking of just shooting a bunch of things up,
Right.
there are no geographical shots. Like, it's as if whoever directed that movie was like, start on a close-up of someone's face. We'll get the rest of the scene later. Everything is
No
like
master shots.
no master shot whatsoever. Everything's a tight shot on someone's face. I'm like, where are we? What, are we in somewhere? Not like,
Nope.
They know that we're in Beverly Hills. It's in the title of
Brigitte
the
Nielsen?
no,
she
she's
was
not
in
in
two.
it. This is like, it's literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and I could not stop watching it. But they like shot up everything. Like, it was.
Yes.
Bronson Pinchot is essentially playing the exact same character
the
from
fuck out of
Perfect
here.
Strangers.
Not from True
No,
Romance?
from Perfect Strangers.
Yes. I will not get the fuck
He's
out of
doing
here.
Balky.
Yes.
You know
Yes, of course I do. It's in the story. He's like, he goes, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
It's unbelievable.
Well, this,
no comedy.
This
just a bunch
video
of shit.
captures a gun-toting homeowner as he circled the trucks and opened fire. Quote, there's a guy, this is in the video that you guys will get to see. This is the 911 call. There's a guy shooting out my tires. There's a guy shooting out my tires. Taylor is heard telling police in a cell phone video of the incident, followed by audio of air hissing out of every tire as he shoots, which gratified him so
By the way,
much.
if
felt
you
good.
want the trucks to leave, that's the
Definitely
worst
shoot
thing
their tires
you can
out.
do.
Now they're
That-
permanently
now they're there.
Now they're there
That,
forever.
to me, is the dumbest aspect
That
of
is
this
how.
story.
Show me how dumb
You are a moron.
Yeah.
Shoot the gun in the air and tell them the next one's going into them if they don't get in the car.
I'm gonna shoot these trucks on the
Shoot 'em
one
to oblivion.
way they have
Technically-
to leave, and then see them get out of here.
You shoot the poles.
Right.
The poles are the problem.
Right.
Because you
The
got
issue.
to get rid of the issue. You
he
start
hates
taking out
these
the poles.
poles.
I agree. They see him out. The air's hissing out of the tire. Taylor called 911 asking for help as Hove continued to reload a second and third time. Part of me also, a little bit of dumb here, is on Taylor. Because if a guy walks out of his house towards a gun, you guys know I'll lean in on a lot of things.
Sure.
We are.
Start running.
We are leaving.
We're gone.
I'm
Getting
not.
out.
The video is someone standing close enough to you have such confidence that he's really just going to take this out on the trucks. I don't even want to bounce back.
No, if he's that rage where he's going to start shooting your truck, he's definitely going to murder you.
It's crossed his mind.
It's a job, right? Yeah. When I used to work at Borders Books, we used to have a hardcore
R.I.P.
manager, used to do this shit, R.I.P. But it's I used to go, I had a hardcore manager, used to wear nothing but pewter rings, and he was a swinger. He's like a weird older dude in Florida.
Hey.
And so what he would say, shit
Pewter
like,
Rings, manager at Border Books, swinger.
Swinger.
In Florida.
Yeah.
What was his name?
fuck, what was his name? It's got to be like, it was like Brian. It was like, they had like a normal last name.
Bryce?
Right.
Bryce. And then he went but he would say shit like, if you got somebody's running out of here with some books, he's like, I expect you to go out there and stop them. So it's like, he wanted, so I was like, no. We work at a bookstore. I'm not going to be chasing a dude out
I'm
onto
not going
the
to be
street.
collateral damage.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
might try and upsell him on the way out the door.
sure.
Someone
Absolutely.
walked out of
Couple
here
impulse buys
with
right by the
with a
register.
fistful of Beverly Clearys.
Yeah, wait, where? You're from Florida?
I'm from Queens, but I went to Florida State University, and so I spent a lot of my formative years there in Tallahassee, working at that Borders.
Yeah.
And it's just for the idea that anybody.
I'm surprised
that has
there
any
is
job-
a bookstore in Tallahassee.
I don't know if I would stop a person in Florida from doing anything.
Well, yeah, because
Unless I had to.
Florida, they have weapons, but a lot of times they do use animals as weapons.
Right. Here's my gator. Get ready. Like I have a gator on a leash.
Yes.
I have, even if it's several wild birds.
This marks the third person we've had on a podcast who went to Florida State University.
Yeah,
Tony
you're right.
Hale.
Dan Backadall.
Yeah.
And you, sir.
Wow.
Alumni.
Look at that. Put them in the alumni
When he
newsletter.
runs out of ammunition on the first clip, if I'm working there, I would have been like, all right, man, we got you.
Yep.
And then on the second
We're
clip,
leaving.
Message heard loud and clear.
and the third. Meanwhile, the entire time, Mr. Ramos, the other guy working, he's up working on one of the poles.
Trying to finish his job.
Yes.
He just works too hard.
That's
By
a
the way,
commitment to the work.
In this video, he should be allowed to retire the next day.
You should get like a medal from AT&T.
Like an AT&T Purple Heart.
Yeah. The footage also shows Hove taking aim at one of the truck's engines. Quote, he flattened their tires, then he shot into the bodies of the trucks. He shot at one of the radiators of the trucks.
They're trying to blow it up.
This dude is
like
a
in movie.
moron.
The
However,
truck killed my brother.
police said the responding sergeant saw
That
Hove
truck
fire
looks like my
and
brother.
miss Ramos, who was still near. So he did start shooting up at the poles.
Jesus.
Taylor said Hove pointed his gun in his direction before firing at the truck. Why are you still there?
Get out.
Leave.
Get out.
I have a very specific job I have to do today.
I must get it done.
Sergey.
I must get it done.
Get him out.
Sergey.
In all, police said Hove unloaded at least 18 shots. He seemed to be a quiet man, and something made him snap.
By the way, that's
So that
not
can't be clips. It's got to be a revolver.
that's not the second time. That marks the second time that day where he took 18 shots.
Yeah, you're
That
probably
guy
right.
did some serious drinking before he walked out that door.
That's right.
Prepped for battle, as it were.
Yeah,
You're just
preparing.
building your confidence.
Yeah, a couple gold
No injuries were reported.
Liquid confidence.
Speaking to 7 News in Spanish, Hove's neighbor said she was stunned after seeing the show, seeing video of Hove, whom she knows well. Never, never. This man is impeccable, she said. He's an impeccable man. Morales said it's not the first time Hove has confronted AT&T employees outside his
I love
property.
that she's not even willing to entertain the fact that she doesn't know him that well.
No. Be like,
It's
I knew him.
no, this is wrong. Well, he just unloaded.
You
3
do not
guns.
Right.
know your neighbors.
He does
Let
not
me
do
repeat.
that.
You
He
do
does
not
not do that. He never does that. He never will do that.
No, well, he
Even
did
if
do
you
it,
know
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not do that.
No, you don't understand. It
Ma'am.
happened already.
I know people.
No.
No,
Apparently you don't.
You
ma'am.
don't.
Yeah.
You clearly
How
don't
much
know
time
people.
have you spent with him, ma'am?
I have met 3 people.
well, no,
That's
okay,
not
well,
enough.
They never do
Let me
this.
tell you right
That's
now.
not a big
strike
enough
one.
sample.
Strike one. You're maybe 2 for 3
Maybe
at
those 3
best.
people don't do it, but this-
Never do this.
No,
Never
okay.
commit atrocity.
I-
No, I
Fine,
think you tried to
listen.
say neighbor do it.
Neighbor.
Neighbor. No, neighbor.
Your neighbor did
as
do
in-
it.
Neighbor.
Yeah, I
never
know. I'm
leave.
saying your neighbor
Neighbor-
did do it.
Yes, your neighbor did it.
Never
Moving on.
do it.
No,
No, your
neighbor
neighbor
did
did it.
do it.
Neighbor
Yes.
did do it.
Neighbor did do it.
No, he did.
That's what
Never
we're
did
saying.
do it.
That's what we're saying.
I
She's
think we
now-
got our statement.
She's agreeing with us.
All right,
okay.
thank
I'm
you.
going to ask you guys. Hove was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. How old?
How old?
How old is Jorge Hove?
Jorge Hove. How old?
What do you think? First or
Where do you
last?
wanna go?
Where do you wanna
I'll do first. I think we're looking at a 60. I think we're looking at a 60-year-old man.
Okay,
That's a
60
good guess.
years old. Jason
I'm going to
Scott.
say 51.
51. Randy.
I'm
Area
gonna say
51.
42.
42. Jorge Hove.
Impeccable man.
Impeccable. Never to do it.
Weird description of anyone. You can dress impeccably, but
Sure.
an
Was he
impeccable
in
man.
tails?
Like,
I've never heard a man called impeccable.
impeccable. Like
He's got
clothes.
impeccable taste.
Yes.
Right.
He dresses impeccably.
He's got impeccable,
He's an impeccable man.
He is
impeccable good looks.
64 years old.
Close.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at you,
Also,
sir.
retired fireman. Come on, dude. Come on.
The fight is over, man.
This is some other argument that bled up into this thing.
Yeah,
he had a run. An AT&T guy fucked his wife.
Yeah.
He did something. He messed
Yeah.
with his pool.
If that would have been a Verizon guy or something else,
Yeah.
no problem
No problem.
whatsoever. Sprint working on the poles, fine.
He had the pH level in his well, I'm going to probably say above ground pool.
Yeah.
Perfectly done.
Yes.
And with some AT&T guy
Some would
knocked
say
up-
impeccably done.
Impeccably done. Impeccable pool. You never see impeccable with this pool. The pH will never be off.
He never did it.
No, he did do it.
did
and you
do it.
said
Neighbor Neighbor did it.
I know your neighbor did it. We know your neighbor did it. We know your neighbor did it.
Yes,
Yeah, we know
he
your
did.
neighbor did it. Yeah, Randy hit the nail on the head though. This one, the idea that this guy wanted these trucks to move, so he shot their tires out.
So that they couldn't move. It tells you exactly what we're dealing with. H to the Izzo, V to the Izze. That is 2 segments down in the books.
When we come back,
Henry Zebrowski, we got one more segment and then a voicemail from Nicolas Cage. We'll find out how he enjoyed the eclipse. I'm dying to know what he looked through to do that. Right after this on Dumb People Town.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey there, Adam Conover here. Humans Who Make Games is my podcast where I sit down with the people who created some of your favorite video games and have the kind of long-form personal conversation we so rarely get to hear. We talk about how they got into the industry, what their favorite games were growing up, and what it's like working in the trenches of this century's greatest new art form. This season, we've got a whole batch of new interviews for you. I talked to Kim Swift from Portal, Alex Preston from Hyperlight Drifter, Anna McGill from Control, and Alex Beecham from the game Outer Wilds. Whether you love video games or you just love learning more about other artists' creative process, I can guarantee you're going to love this podcast. So, you can get Season 2 of Humans Who Make Games wherever you get your podcasts. Take a listen.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town. Last story, Dan. Take us home, brother.
I will, but first I want to remind people, keep an eye out for the Bell House shows that we're going to be doing.
Yeah,
in
Bell House
February.
shows.
Yes.
We're saying shows because we know we're going to sell out.
That's right. I'm
we're
being very
We're
wishful.
being very presumptuous, but we do have one show on February 25th with the girls from Guys We Fucked.
Yes.
I love those guys.
Awesome.
And it'll be a really cool merging together of, those gals. Do you
Yeah,
not?
they're great.
So good. And we did their podcast, so I'm so happy to have them back on ours. So that'll be on the 25th. That's the first show. I'm saying that's the first show because we're going to sell that out. Then we'll do a second show. We'll see how we do with that live. Always love to do that. Bell House, February 25th. You can probably get your tickets online through the Bell House there. We'll put them up on our
The sooner we
website.
sell it out, the quicker we get a chance to book someone else and do a late show.
I just started following you and your podcast on the old Twitters.
Yes.
So people can just follow them, tell them how they can do that. Just
Sure,
right now.
follow me at Henry Loves You. That's me. And then follow my podcast. That's podcast on the left and LP on the left.
Beautiful.
Nice. On the left.
Yeah, it's,
All right.
it's beautiful stuff.
Here we go. Ready?
Let's do it.
Last story.
Yeah.
Sent in by Greg Hahn at GH_Speedy G, SPEEEDYG.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Speedy G.
Speedy G at GH_Speedy. I wonder if he's a runner, maybe a racer.
He was just feeling fun. He was feeling fun and flirty when he made it. Yeah.
The morning after Sunday's.
Maybe he's the fastest to become a G, like an OG, original gangster ever.
I was the first one. I was 7 when I was original.
Speedy G.
The morning after Sunday's Metallica concert. I mean, anything's possible right now, right?
Morning after.
I just saw them in at the the Oddball Festival. Where the hell were we?
Yes. Yeah.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
I went and
Outside
they
Lands?
Was it
Outside Lands. That's what it is.
Lands.
And they were tired.
Why?
Really?
James Hetfield.
Just looking tired. James Hetfield's voice was a little off. Kirk was a little off. Lars was a little
But
off.
how great. Come on, the song everybody wants to hear.
Enter Sandman.
No, Memory Remains.
Yeah.
And the memory remains. La 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 la.
That was a bad time period for them.
I have a tweet I have not sent out yet.
That
I just
memory
wrote,
sadly remains.
I'm glad the old lady from the Memory Remains isn't around to see all this shit.
Well stated.
Well
I'll tweet
put.
that
I'm glad
today.
I'm glad her memory does not remain.
All right, here we go. The morning after Sunday's Metallica concert. I mean, how many life-changing events have started out with that sentence?
Yeah.
Gavin Strickland called his parents.
By the way, Gavin Strickland's a great name. When Jay and I were growing up, we had a friend who lives in Indianapolis now, has the best name ever, Fenton Strickland.
Really?
Was
That
he?
is a great.
Did he have an ascot made out of flesh? Or?
He was
Fenton Strickland, very
he was
funny
a great
guy.
guy. Played on our baseball team.
And we nicknamed him Fern.
Fern. What's up, Fern?
What's up, Fern?
Fenton Strickland. What's up, Fern?
How you been, Fern?
Well, Gavin Strickland called his parents with a horrible confession the morning after.
Mom, I
screwed
gotta
James
say,
Hetfield.
listen, I loved Load, and I just gotta say it to somebody, Mom.
Mom,
I thought I could be a one-hand person the rest of my life. I really like Game of Thrones. After driving okay, here we go. He called his parents with a horrible confession. After driving across the Canadian border from Syracuse in the name of heavy metal,
Fuck yeah.
Rock and roll.
he lost the car.
Oh, fuck me.
Yes. After
I know it fucking got here somehow, dude. But this shit is just like, did I take a bird? What did I take across the border?
When we went down to Mardi Gras, I will say this: Randy and I, when we were 20,
Took our dad's Oldsmobile
88,
90.
98, and it was 1988. So yeah, that's what I remember. It was 88, or no, it was like 92.
funny, we had an 88 in 98.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
Close. So it was 92, and we went down to Mardi Gras. We partied at Mardi Gras. We woke up the next morning and our car was gone.
We thought stolen. Definitely stolen.
So, but I don't know how we thought to start calling all of the
Impounds.
Impounds where the cars are towed. The impound right by the Superdome, Silverdome,
Yep.
Silverdome, whatever.
I don't know.
It's down there.
Superdome.
It had the car.
No, we said, do you have our car? Here's what it is. Here's the license plate number. Here's
They
what
said
it is.
no.
Maybe we do, maybe we don't.
I said, no, we don't. And we were like, do you have
our
it?
car?
Just please look.
We didn't change the way we said it. We just asked again after they said no, and they're like, we got it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, bon sorry, we got your car now, man.
So we went down and we got it, and we paid $300 or whatever it was. We were parked. The rear of our car was parked in the red zone. I'm like, really? On Mardi Gras, where people are taking their clothes off and drinking in the
there's
streets?
a lot of other things
You're going to nail us on like the bumper
A
being in the-
technicality.
I think they do that because it is a small crime.
Yeah.
I feel like this is easy to do.
This is
where I
what
don't
we
have to
can
worry
get.
about. Yeah, because normally it's a swirling nude 275
we can't
pound
handle
man.
all the murders that go on down here, but we can take the cars in there.
So I can relate to this dude, Gavin Strickland.
Well, this weekend, after a day spent in Oshawa, Gavin parked his blue-green Nissan Versa sedan somewhere on the first floor of an indoor parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
The garage was within an $8 cab ride of the Rogers Center.
So this is in Toronto.
Toronto.
He just doesn't know where.
He doesn't know which.
Yes. Now, 3
Parking.
days later, his parents have enlisted the amateur scavenger hunters of Toronto to help remedy the directional snafu of their, quote, doofy son.
Who are the amateur scavenger
I
hunters?
don't know,
of
but if
Toronto?
they have not found this car yet, I know it was a while ago, but Dumb People Town can still go out there and
Wait,
start
is this
looking.
the new Kids in the Hall?
Amateur scavenger hunters
of Toronto.
That is not
Toronto.
a job.
Just
is
go
that
to
not
every
a-
single parking garage, start in a 2-mile radius, go to every single one and
I
check
hope it hasn't been found. Either way, this story is hilarious. Quote, how many times do we get cops saying this? This is like the number one cop sentence in all of Dumb People Town. Can't make this up. A Tuesday evening
Boy, yeah,
Craigslist
can't
posting
make this up.
by Eric and Michelle Strickland, who reside in the U.S., reads,
Jesus.
a $100 reward has been offered for anyone who will scour Toronto's parking garages for the wayward vehicle.
Hey, is that Canadian or
It's $100 American.
$100 American?
They're
All
going
right.
American.
That's
All right,
$102 Canadian. I'll take it.
Two Mounties and I are getting on our horses
I'll
and
take
driving
it.
around up there.
I'm going to get on a moose. We're going to check out every single one of the parking garages.
Just go ahead and toss in 4 or 5 quarts of Pennzoil on there. You got yourself a deal.
Okay, we'll throw in the Pennzoil.
Motor oil.
$100. All there.
And a weekend up at the cottage.
And
That's
an
all
audit-
I'm looking for, really, in the end, is a weekend up at the cottage.
And
weekend
maybe-
up at the cottage.
and an elk's license, elk's hunting license.
And a free autographed picture of Don Cherry.
Ambiguous landmarks, or in this case, clues, Gavin's remembers nearby include a Starbucks, some construction, a strange spiral outdoor sculpture,
That is all of Toronto.
That is all
You've
of
just
Toronto.
described
You just
every
described
part.
and
all
possibly a bank, which may or may not be RBC.
You took him in any city, and may or not have been. It could have been an
Royal
Arby's.
Canadian
man.
Bank.
Either way, I had a roast beef sandwich inside of that establishment.
RBC, Royal Bank of Canada.
Royal Bank of
But
Canada.
they do serve a good roast beef
They
there.
do. If you get in there, you
You
get an onion roll.
gotta ask. You gotta open an account, and they'll give you out some of that
RBC?
Canadian roast beef,
Canadian Arby's.
which is
Proving-
like Canadian bacon.
Proving you can't get too far from this goddamn state in any Dumb People town story. The car itself has Florida license plates.
Of course.
Wow. How did he get it from Syracuse?
I don't. He must have been going to school. Maybe probably went to Full Sail. Yeah. A small Canadian.
It's a dumb car.
Henry got me on that. A small Canadian flag attached to the door frame and a Bernie Sanders bumper sticker.
Wow.
More clues about the car than there is where it could be.
I can find this.
Gavin's father, Eric, says he bought the car for his son last year to get to work and community college in the fall.
Not to be dicking around in Syracuse. That's for certain.
He works at Lowe's here locally, and he's biking to work until he gets the goddamn car back.
I think
Guess what part I added?
I think he hit the Lowe's point of his life.
Hey-oh, at Sklar Brothers. Yeah. Eric told the Star he's done an awful lot of looking over 2 days. He's pretty sore.
He's pretty tired.
Sore.
Guys, I'm sore. Who are you sore at? Yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're jumping the fact where I said 2 days. When Gavin first left the concert, he realized he hadn't a clue where the car was parked. He tried to deal with the problem without alerting his parents. From dusk till dawn, Sunday to Monday, he wandered through parking garages. Eventually defeated, he called home and admitted the whole mess.
Listen, it's just like you don't understand how I've trekked.
Yeah, all right.
How I've moved.
Okay,
how I've
here,
gone
talk to your
back
mother.
and forth.
Talk to your mother. Yep.
Dad, you sound mad. But listen, this is once in a lifetime. I had to see Master Puppets in person.
Honey, pick up.
Oh, I'm on already.
Oh, you picked up the other line, Mom?
I did, honey. A lot of disappointment.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I hate it when you're disappointed more. I'd rather you be mad.
Eric, this kid's dad, said, quote, I told him, don't come back to the U.S. without that car.
Wow. Dude,
Gavin,
I like how he's saying all this to the
Don't
newspaper.
you come back in this country
That's
without
what I told
that
him.
car.
That's what I told him.
Without that car.
In my mind-
I got a Canadian accent and I live in the United States. Don't you come back without that car.
in my mind,
Hear me?
in my mind, Eric Strickland, the dad's dad, the kid's dad,
Gavin's father,
is
sure.
just the dad from the Wonder Years. Yeah. Gavin went to the police, who Eric says, quote, took him in and gave him something to eat after a night of searching and sleeping on benches.
That's the difference between the Canadian police and the United States police. And they gave him soup when realized they would have just checked his asshole to see if he had a knife.
Tase him and put him in a cell.
Tase him and give him some soup.
I also, how afraid is this kid of his parents?
Yeah, oh
He's
my
got
God.
all day Sunday, all
Terrifying.
Sunday night.
Oh, man.
Until Monday.
Oh, man. The Chrysler's gone, man. It's fucking gone, dude.
We are so fucked. It's like you're only one person here. We are
The royal we is fucked.
This joke is not going to be as good because I can't remember. What's the name of the best friend in Ferris Bueller?
Oh,
Cameron.
He's the opposite
Cameron
of
Fry.
Cameron.
Yeah.
He's like, I need this car. Cameron's like, fuck this car.
I mean, he's the black dude who was driving with Spicoli, who was worried about, my brother's gonna shit. My brother's gonna kill us.
We'll make up your mind, man. He's gonna shit or he's gonna kill us.
First
he's gonna shit, then he's gonna kill us.
They drove him around for like 3 hours looking for the car, cops in Canada, and he couldn't identify it, Eric said. I don't know, man. Toronto police called Gavin's parents on Tuesday morning. He's now been looking since Sunday morning, saying there wasn't much more they could do, and it wasn't good for Gavin to keep hanging around the city all night.
It's gone. It's gone.
You
lost it.
spent 2 days sleeping on benches, checking in with the cops every once in a while, finally like, kid, you can't. This isn't a
you
new
just
life.
lost your car. I don't know what to tell you.
You're gone.
But he didn't call any impound places.
Nope.
He didn't do any of the
You're
actual
gone.
work.
He knows it's in a parking
You lost
garage
it.
somewhere.
If it were me, I would say, who owns all the parking garages downtown? There's got to be like 4 or 5 owners of them.
Probably.
You call them up and you say in one of your, I mean, it's not that hard.
somewhere. It is
Gavin,
somewhere.
listen to this podcast, dummy. And I want you to listen to me and call who owns the parking lots in downtown Toronto. It's probably 5 to 7 people. Call them all up. Tell them the plates. Tell them the car. Tell them the color. You'll get your car back.
All I'm known is
one of
that's
our-
why I keep my Razor scooter on my shoulder.
Smart,
Or
bro.
one of our townies is going to win $100 and a weekend at the lodge.
Find it in Toronto. If you're a Dumb People Town townie and you live in Toronto, hunt it down and get your.
This is
Find
July.
this car. It's a green Versus, right?
Versa.
I think so, yeah.
Versa.
Oh, what a bad car!
It's like for $800, you could probably get a new
So-
one. All right.
It's like
and
a,
also-
it's like a car bomb car. It's like
Yeah.
a car you use to strap explosives.
Yes,
This
yeah.
is July, so I feel like it probably has been found,
Oh,
but
it's
I hope
found.
not.
It's found. It's
After the cops cops called and said, your son can't keep doing this anymore.
There it is.
We now see a picture of there it is. That deserves to be lost.
That's a Mazda. Oh, all right, but it's close.
It deserves to be lost.
Yeah.
After that, Gavin's parents put him on a Greyhound bus back to
And a Greyhound bus.
Yeah,
put him on a
everything
Greyhound
was
bus
bad.
and then stuff that in a Greyhound
the
bus.
bus comes with the
This
bus
Greyhound
ticket.
is sick.
If you've ever been on a Greyhound bus, there's a lot of pus. All right.
You can only do so much screaming at him, Eric, the dad said. They're hoping, like last time, the car finds its way back again. Do you know why I said last time? Because
he's
last
done it
winter,
before.
the 19-year-old lost his car at a concert in New York, but was found...
They bought him 2 cars.
That one was found shortly several blocks away.
Okay, that's
Supposedly
it.
in that case, he got out of the car, dropped a key by the car. Someone found the key, drove his car around New York and left it somewhere else without the keys in it. So he had an extra key and got his car back. But
Okay.
someone still has the key to
I
that
know
car.
everyone thinks their kids are dumb. This is the dumbest
You got
kid
a dumb
of-
kid.
You got
You
the
got a dumb
dumbest
kid.
kid of all time.
He's going to end up a senator.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, we'll wrap it out on this. Currently, the Stricklands say 7 or 8 people in Toronto are scourging through the parking garages in a 2-mile radius of the Rogers Center. One's been to 4 garages today. Another called and said it's the best scavenger hunt ever. I love people in Canada.
At least they're having fun.
Look,
Hey,
and we'll
we're
update
having
you.
fun with it.
We'll update
Yes,
you if we
for
get
sure.
an answer.
Find it. We'll
For
have fun
sure
with it.
will.
Hey,
All
by the way,
Yes.
we got the voicemail from. I sent it to you. It's on
Oh,
your
great.
in your inbox there. He sent it to me, and I sent it to you, so you can just play it right away if you want to go straight through your wherever you want to go through
Did you
it.
text it or email it?
I
to me?
emailed it to you.
Look at that.
Nick
Oh.
Cage sent me. Nick Cage sent me.
You an email? What's his email address?
I can't. It's gone in 60seconds.gov. And so he sent me the.
All right, let's take a listen.
voicemail.
Okay.
We're going to take a listen to this voicemail about how Nick Cage enjoyed the Eclipse.
Hey, how's it going? It's me, Nicolas Cage. Now, here's the deal, boys. I'm just kind of getting over, I've been in a state of just epic elation for the past couple days since the eclipse. Total lunar solar eclipses are a big deal in the Nick Cage household because I believe that I harness all of my power as a performer / superstar individual from the sun. I believe that the performances I've given in such movies as Leaving Las Vegas and Bangkok Dangerous are because the sun influences my core of my being. It's almost like I'm solar powered, except I get fucking stronger at night. Yeah, ask anyone in any Romanian bar that I fight people at. But look, so I went outside and I was like, Mr. Cage, someone was shouting at me, Mr. Cage, you need to put on some glasses. And I said, you know what? Glasses, if they're not sunglasses, are for fucking assholes. So I told him I'm not going to wear one of your glasses. I stared directly into the sun, and my eyeballs were like 2 battery-powered, charging stations, and I just used the seared straight into my retinas the power of the sun, and it just fueled my body and my soul and my spirit and my mind. And I went out and I shot 4 movies in the span of 2 hours, and I shot 8 more over the course of 4 days. I just turned out 12 movies, all of which will be coming on VOD in the next 10 days. So, just letting you know that Nicolas Cage is firing on all cylinders. So if there's any movie you want to see me do, another National Treasure movie, a sequel to The Rock, Leaving Las Vegas Part 2, I could do that. You don't have to even make a movie. I'll just drink myself to death right now because I have the power of the sun pulsing through me. Yeah, Nick Cage. Sorry, just dozed off for a second. I'm back now. Nick Cage. Yeah, bye.
Okay. All right. So he. Wow.
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 This is a guy who clearly didn't listen to anyone and has never listened to anyone,
No.
and this is who he
If
is.
you're wearing sunglasses, you're doing better than looking at an eclipse through skull eyes.
Through dinosaur skulls.
He's definitely made a mistake, but it's an expensive mistake. And also, who are we to say when someone owns a dinosaur skull,
Yeah.
you use them however
Forget
you
it.
want
Use
to?
it. Forget it.
I agree
Yeah,
with
use
that.
it.
He owns the most skulls.
The podcast is last podcast on the left. Listen to it, subscribe to it. It's amazing.
If you like this, you will love that. Thanks, man. You were awesome on
Thank
this.
you for fucking for having me, dude. I had a great time, man.
Henry Zebrowski. Thank you, Daniel Van Kirk. Get your tickets for the Bell House for the live Dumb People Town.
Yes.
We may do another one in L.A. before that. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know how
we'll be
that
in Houston
goes.
before that, too.
Yes, we will be. We'll be in Houston. Check out our website, superscholars.com, and it'll tell you where we're going to be. And we'll see some of you guys maybe in Tulsa. I think this drops around then.
Yeah.
See you guys in Tulsa as we do the
Blue Whale Comedy Festival. Dance at the 208
Comedy Festival. That's in weekend. That's
In
September
Idaho.
8th and 9th. So, guys, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum.